Any system you contrive without us will be brought down. We warned you before, and nothing that you built has stood. You have your drugs, you have your guns, you have your pyramids, your pentagons. With all your grass and bullets, you cannot hunt us anymore. All that we disclose of ourselves forever is this warning. Nothing that you built has stood. Any system you contrive without us will be brought down.
Hey, the people up there seem very far away. Why did they come down here? But be careful of the wires, okay? Come on down if you feel like it. Those people alone, they can stay there. I know you're trying to do your job, but you don't have to do it with your fists. Now listen, we can bring 6,000 people down into this place. I'd like to sing this song for the men in orange. Sit down. I know you guys are doing your work. Why don't you just sit down and enjoy the concert? Come on down if you feel like it.
Tell the people now. Tell the people that coming passing. Tell the people. Tell the people that coming passing. Tell the people now. Tell the people. Tell the people now. Tell the people now. Tell the people.
Violent. Let's just do our own scene, disperse quietly, and let's take off, be together somewhere else, because this scene isn't working. So I just want to say goodnight to you. Just pass it back. I just want to say goodnight on behalf of my group and everybody else. There's no point in starting a war right now. Okay?
Tea roses.
I didn't know what they were going to do, man, because you were out there. They were beating the hell out of that one kid when you went out there. I didn't know what they were going to do.
They were nasty, those people. They were
pushing everybody about.
unnecessarily nasty.
No one would have got that all these would have come down.
Step into an avalanche. It covered up my soul. When I am not this hunchback that you see, I sleep beneath the golden hill. You who wish to conquer pain, you must learn to serve me well. You strike my side by accident as you go down for your gold. The cripple here that you clothe and feed is neither starved nor cold. He does not ask for your company, not at the center of the world. When I am on a pedestal, you did not raise me there. Your laws do not compel me to kneel grotesque and bare. I myself am the pedestal for this ugly hump at which you stare. I have begun to long for you, I who have no greed. I have begun to ask for you, I who have no need. It is your turn, beloved, it is your flesh that I wear.
I'm 37 now. Those poems were written, some of them are 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. My books were written, the novels, when I was 22, 23, 24, 25, you know? When those books first came out, they sold 200 or 300 copies. The novels now that sell 500,000 to 1 million copies, when those books first came out, they sold 2,000 copies. So the idea of success has to be understood in those terms. You know, if you write a book and you publish it the next year and you win the Nobel Prize, that you can speak of as a success. But when you write a poem when you're 15 and it takes 20 years for it to find its way to the people, you can't really speak of that with the same. Success has to mean something different, right?
We speak all times about success, but what is success for you?
Success is survival.
Could you recite one of your latest poems for television this evening? Anything you have recently written? If you recall it.
Nothing comes to mind.
Pardon? I love it when you call out like that. I believe that I'm going to meet my love. It's going to be some girl who calls out. Call out. Anyhow, this is a song I wrote a long time ago that I feel very good about this song. I'll tell you why. It's a song that people loved, and fortunately, the rights of it were stolen from me. So I felt that was perfectly justified because it would be wrong to write this song and get rich from it too. So I'm happy for that friend who put that piece of paper in front of me and said, sign this. So I said, well, what is this? He said, oh, just the standard writer's contract. So I signed it, and it was gone.
Yes, Suzanne takes you down to her place near the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her, and you know she's half crazy, but that's why you wanna be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you got no love to give her, then she gets you on her wavelength. Then she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. And you want to travel with her, or you want to travel blind, and you know she can trust you, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. Yes, and Jesus was a sailor when he walked upon the water, and he spent a long time watching from his lonesome wooden tower. And when he knew for certain only drowning men could see him, he said, all men will be sailors then, until the sea shall free them all. He himself was broken long before the sky would open. Forsaken, almost human, he sank beneath your wisdom like a stone. Now Suzanne takes your hand, she leads you to the river. She's wearing rags and feathers from Salvation Army counters, and the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbor. And she shows you where to look amid the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed, there are children in the morning. They are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with her, yeah, you want to travel blind, and you know that she will find you, for she's touched your perfect body with your mind.
Do you sometimes listen to your own records?
Very rarely.
If you do, can you stand Leonard Cohen for more than half an hour?
Oh, nowhere near that long.
That tonight we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. It's gonna be all right once again for a while. Let's hit that one more time. And I know from your eyes, and I know from your pretty little smile, that tonight we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. I hope you find your way back home now for a while.
Come on, you gotta get back there.
Easy! Come on! Easy!
Let's come back.
Go easy! Ready? Come on, let's finish. Wheeze up! What's the matter with you, man?
She doesn't even else with that. Only he has a guard. Only he has a guard. Whenever he wants to go.
Oh, we'll be here for a while. No, I want you people out of here.
Just a moment. If we go with the table outside,
There's no need.
they
We're doing it beautifully.
they can pass through.
No, they're doing it beautifully.
Was zahlst du denn dafür?
Yes, let's ask you more.
Keep the light on.
Wie viel zahlst du denn?
Keep the light on.
Ja.
Pull any of that bullshit on us.
Ja, ja. Aber laufen du, wenn du mir anhörst. Gerne.
It's worth look after them. We don't need thousands of people doing it. You know, the way they do it.
Können Sie das Geschäft nicht etwas rascher abwickeln? Es ist hoch an der Zeit.
After this group, we're going.
Herr Meer was nach Düsseldorf zum Informationschalter im Restaurant Europameter.
Leakage.
You don't want to take the tickets?
B51.
Sorry, can you speak English?
B41.
B41.
Yeah, boarding pass. No. Leakage here.
Ah.
The other night, man, that's what that whole fucking thing was about. To record the goddamn thing.
Sorry? Sorry? No. Have you got a special service? What is it? Listen, can you bring some baggage in for us? All the bags in the truck there. Can you bring them in?
Yeah, give us a little cheer, man. We need a little help here. I saw Jesus on the cross on a hill called Calvary. I said, do you hate mankind for what they done to you? He said, talk of love, not hate. Things to do, it's getting late. I've so little time, I'm only passing through. Passing through, passing through.
Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people who saw me passing through.
Well, we gotta do the last one. Well, wait a second, man, but we just like wait and see what happens, okay? Because, I mean, let's do it again. But ordinarily,
I saw Adam.
That's bullshit. If they have to climb up over those clouds or whatever, man, that goddamn thing will
I said, now you're out of bed, what are you gonna do? Plant some crops and pray for rain. Maybe raise a little cane. I'm an orphan now and I'm only passing through. Let's hit it. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through.
One's got to go through, isn't it? One.
Shivering in the snow. I said, how come the men here suffer like they do? Said men will suffer, men will fight.
They'll even die for what is right, even though they know they're only passing through. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue, yeah, glad that
Just one of them things like there's not so bloody much you can do about it, eh?
Sure.
Are you on holiday?
Oh, we're touring with the band.
Are you? Strike the band up, let's have a go. Hit the voice, Harry.
He said one world must come out of World War II. Ah, the fool. Yankee, Russian, white or tan. A man is still a man. We're all on this road, but we're only passing through. Passing through. Passing through. So happy, so I'm blue, yeah, glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing. Tell the people now. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. Tell them quietly. Tell the people that you saw me passing through.
Yes.
A bunch of friends here. Came to see
Oh, you don't
concerts.
sing anymore?
Pardon?
No, somewhere.
Well, we go to Geneva.
No, I mean now.
No, no. Why are you singing?
No, tonight.
Would you like to listen?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have any plans for it.
You don't have any place?
No, I don't have any place. Do you have somewhere for me?
Yes. A lot.
Okay. It's hard to come on to a girl in front of the camera.
What?
Hast du verstanden eben?
Nee.
Also er sagt, es ist hart, mit einem Mädchen Kontakt zu beginnen und vor einer Kamera.
I just felt like going out for a drink or something.
Yeah.
With you, but not with other people. It's not. The other people are beautiful, you know. Just, I mean, they're all beautiful, but I just can't. I can't make it with everybody, you know. So maybe we can have lunch or a drink or breakfast or something, you know.
Yeah, we're like a dinner, drink, something.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but not now. Okay, man. Let's see you.
Bye.
See you. So long. Did you get all that? Yeah. Okay. Huh? That's fine, man. You know. You can only ask, and if you can't put it together.
Yeah,
like
she wants to come. She's not with him. He's a singer and she's an actress, and they just get because they're
No, but that's fine, man. It gets too complicated to work out. And
It doesn't.
Yeah, it is already too complicated. So let's forget about it completely, okay?
Tell the people that you saw me passing through. Wanna hear some more now? Tell the people that you saw me passing through.
Could you tell us what kind of music you enjoy doing the most? What do you feel the most effective in?
Well, I only do the kind of music that I can do. I would like to do many other kinds, but just with the limits of my talent, I'm obliged to just do my own kind of songs.
Would you care to try to group it into any particular type of genre? I know many people would call you a folk singer, but a lot of people dislike the title folk singer.
Well, I think that I fit into a kind of singing that is done a lot in Montreal. The chansonnier, they call them.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be some combination of that and the European singer and maybe a little bit of the synagogue cantor.
That's quite a combination.
That's an ambitious description of the thing, but those are the kinds of music that I've listened a lot to.
When you're in the midst of a performance in front of an audience, how do you go about putting yourself into a song? Could you describe this for us? Of course, you are very famous for your ability to project yourself in a song.
Well, sometimes you can live in the song, and sometimes it is inhospitable and it won't admit you, and you're left banging at the door. and everybody knows it. So it really depends a great deal on the moment, on the kind of shape that you're in, on the kind of, on how straight you are with yourself at the moment, how straight you've been with the audience. There are many factors that determine whether you are going to be able to make the song live.
So it's, would you say it's more of technical difficulty than the mood?
Yeah, it is a technical difficulty. There is another way a song can become inhospitable in that you lose contact with the emotion of the song after you've been singing a song that perhaps you wrote 6 or 7 years ago, and you've sung it like maybe 10 or 15 times in a row each night in a different city. You lose contact with the song itself. So there are many ways in which you try to overcome that. Maybe you just try to sing it or play it as pure music, not your own, not something that you have to represent. It's just another song. There are many ways of greeting the inhospitality.
I think we have time for one final question for you. Can you think of one particular, very memorable occasion that you've performed in? Something that really stands out in your mind, performance-wise?
Well, I'm still shattered from the concert last night in Frankfurt.
What made it so outstanding to you?
Well, outstanding is not quite the word. Shattering is the word that I would use. It's just that, you know, sometimes you feel that you completely disgrace yourself in public. Sometimes you do it in a room of 2 or 3 people, but you know, I feel I did it for a couple of thousand.
We've had the pleasure of talking this afternoon with singer Leonard Cohen, and this is specialist John Prophet reporting for Weekend World. Thanks a lot.
Great.
Really appreciate that.
That was fascinating. Thank you.
Sure. Very much my pleasure. So, would you like to hear just a small chunk of that? See how the voice came out.
You can see. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
We may have to do it all over again.
No.
How close to an actual combat situation does this come?
That's weird.
A little more prepared to move right into the attack when we got it.
It didn't come out.
Oh, God help us. I've disgraced myself, Tony. I have. Hello. How are you?
Remember me?
You do look somewhat familiar. I think you're a singer, aren't you?
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you if you'd like to come after your concert to tell me with us to a place.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stay with my friends after the concert.
Oh, so you won't be able to?
Oh,
You can bring them all.
I think I'll let it go for tonight.
Yes, you won't. Okay.
But I'll see you tomorrow. Are you going to be at the hotel?
Yeah, I'll leave Tel Aviv at 7:30.
I hope I can see you before then.
Okay. But if you change your mind,
How can I get in touch with you?
well, I'll be here and I might come and ask you again.
Just, I feel I'm going to disgrace myself tonight, so I can't, I hate to make an appointment.
So we'll wait for later.
Okay.
Bye.
Mr. Farm, did you meet Bob Johnson? This is the record producer.
Yes, I know.
I perceived the outline of your breasts through your Halloween costume. I knew you were falling in love with me because no other man could perceive the advance of your bosom into his imagination. It was a rupture of your unusual modesty for me and me alone, through which you impressed upon my shapeless hunger the incomparable and final outline of your breasts like two deep fossil shells, which remained all night long, and probably forever.
Les Sœurs de Charité. All the sisters of mercy, they are not departed or gone. They were waiting for me when I thought that I just cannot go on. And they brought me their comfort, and later they brought me this song. Oh yeah, I hope you run into them, you who've been traveling so long. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging, I think I can see how you're pinned. Or when you're not feeling holy, your loneliness tells you you've sinned. Beside me and made my confession to them. They touched both my eyes, and I touched the dew on the hem. If your life is a leaf that the seasons tear off and condemn, bind you with love that is graceful and green as a stem. When I left, they were sleeping. I hope you run into them quite soon. Don't turn on the lights, you can read their address by the moon. And you won't make me jealous if I hear that they sweetened your night. Ah, we weren't lovers like that, besides it would still be alright. Still be all right.
Creativity?
Creativity.
No, I couldn't tell you anything.
You couldn't, but you know something about it.
If I do, it's like speaking about one's own religion. It's not. It doesn't serve you to speak about those things.
What do you like to talk about?
I prefer not to speak at all.
Who can take this seriously? What you think? Career. Leonard Cohen is going to sing his song of anguish and despair. Here it comes, folks. The organ is playing. The skulls appear. They're lowered by wires from a man above the stage. They stands there, the broken down nightingale. Ah, the broken down nightingale is gonna sing you a little song.
And who by a fire, who by a water, who in the sunshine, who in the nighttime, who by high ordeal, who by common trial, who in your merry, merry month of May, who by very slow decay, and who shall I say is calling?
What sort of band have you got behind you for this gig?
Well, the men and women that I work with are really fine. There's
Jennifer Warrens.
one of the girl singers. She has a few albums out on her own. I think she was the lead in Hair in L.A. Really fine singer. Donna Washburn. She used to sing with Joe Cocker.
This is Ron Cornelius.
Probably one of the best guitarists in the world. Fine songwriter too.
Peter Marshall.
You'll know when you hear him. He's really an extraordinary musician. David O'Connor, kind of hermit.
This is Bob Duke Johnson.
The Bob Johnson is on the organ. That's interesting. I didn't even know he was an organist.
No, he's hardly aware of it himself, but he's a very understated player.
Last night in the middle of Suzanne, in front of all those people, I actually nodded out. Huh?
I had the feeling I wasn't getting quite the support I can.
No, you weren't. You really weren't.
That
For the
band,
first time.
the whole band, man, it sounded like banging.
In her lonely slip, who by barbiturate, who in these realms of love, who by something blind, who by avalanche, who by powder, who for his greed, who for his hunger, and who shall I say is calling?
The killers that run the other countries are trying to get us to overthrow the killers that run our own. I, for one, prefer the rule of our native killers. I am convinced the foreign killer will kill more of us than the old familiar killer does. Frankly, I don't believe anyone out there really wants us to solve our social problems. I base this all on how I feel about the man next door. I just hope he doesn't get any uglier. Therefore, I am a patriot. I don't like to see a burning flag because it excites the killers on either side to unfortunate excess, which goes on gaily, quite unchecked, until everyone is dead.
There's a song called The Story of Isaac, and it's about those who would sacrifice one generation on behalf of another. Well, the door had opened slowly. My father, he came in. I was 9 years old. And he stood so tall above me, and his blue eyes, they were shining, and his voice was very cold. Said, I've had a vision
And you know I'm strong and holy, I must do what I've been told. So we started up the mountain. I was running, he was walking, and his axe was made of burning gold.
Your songs have a political meaning, and that's not directed in the past, but I think maybe in the future.
Well, all songs have a political meaning because loneliness is a political act today. I mean, the reason we're lonely is because we have not organized our lives so that we can meet ourselves and each other. So that loneliness itself is a political act, and any song about loneliness is a political song.
Well, the trees, they got much smaller. Yes, the lake was like a lady's mirror when we stopped to drink some wine. Then he threw the bottle over, broke a minute later, and he put his hand on mine. Thought I saw an eagle, but it might have been a vulture, I never could decide. Then my father built an altar, he looked once behind his shoulder. I guess he knew I would not hide. You who build these altars now to sacrifice our children, you must not do it anymore. A scheme is not a vision, and you never have been tempted by a demon or a god. Who stand above them now, your hatchets blunt and bloody, you were not there before.
The fact that I have a large public, it does not determine whether I sing or not. I would sing anyways. It's just my voice. I like to sing, and I like to. Each man has a song, and this is my song. And if I didn't have a large public, I would still sing. Because I think that everybody understands the songs. We always don't understand perfectly what we say to each other in words, but we always understand each other. And it's the same way with my songs. The texts are sometimes difficult, but even when you sit with somebody and you listen to them speak about their lives, you can't follow the meaning from word to word or from sentence to sentence, but something else comes through, something of the person himself or herself comes through. And so it is with my work, although the meaning of each line may be obscure.
And if you call me brother now, forgive me, but I must inquire, just according to whose plan. When it all comes down to dust, I will kill you if I must, I'll help you if I can. When it all comes down to dust, I will help you if I must, I'll kill you if I can. And mercy, mercy on our uniform, the man of peace, the man of war. The peacock spreads his deadly fan. Beautiful music, man.
I feel really good about everybody up there, and like and not about your singing or your playing. There's just something in your eyes that was, and like if it changes, it changes. But I think everything else is right there, right there. Did you hear anything that you felt was wrong or not?
No, it's fine. perfectly fine. Music is right there. I wish I was.
Are you pissed off with it?
Everything.
It's not like a pro.
Thanks, fella.
Let's do it, folks.
Since I am now broken down, no leader of the borning world, no saint for those in pain, no singer, no musician, no master of anything, no friend to my friends, no lover to those who love me. Only my greed remains to me, biting into every minute that has not come with my insane triumph. Show me the way now, tonight, to possess what I long for, to ensnare, to tame, to love and be loved by, in the passion which I cannot ignore, despite your teachings. Give her to me, and let me be for a moment in this miserable and bewildering wretchedness, a happy animal.
Now listen, you couldn't possibly know what song that is. I start all my songs that way. That's the only chord I know.
Sing it anyway.
Pardon?
They're all wonderful songs.
Oh, thank you. Oh, forgive my ingratitude. Really, that's, oh, forgive me. It's the first day of Passover, and I'm the last one. You see, that's how confused I am. And it's a festival of freedom, and I'm trying to break free myself. I'm trying to break free myself, you know. Trying to lose my old song. Trying to start a new life before it is too late. Trying to get along. Trying to get along. Trying to get along. Everybody told me that the Berlin audience was the most difficult in the world. They told me that you stoned Rod Stewart. Pardon? Now just a second. Would you please appoint a spokesman? Old dear den totalen Krieg. Anyone else got anything to say? I can stand here for a long time like this. Okay? I'm tough, you know. I can take this. Nice and quiet now, eh? When they poured across the border, I was cautioned to surrender. This I could not do. I took my gun and I vanished. I've changed my name so often. I've lost my wife and children, but I've many friends. Some of them are with me right here tonight.
Ah, the wind is blowing through these graves, the wind is blowing. Freedom soon will come. Then we'll come from these shadows, all these shadows. Yes, the wind is blowing through these graves, the wind is blowing. Freedom soon will come. Then we'll come from these shadows. To do about you, speaker. And I suppose there's a solution, but it seems too drastic for me. But I'm gonna be asking for the axe, or the gun, or the dynamite. And then just like the rest of the scene, we'll just have to wait and see. Come on, speaker, won't you speak to me? Come on, speaker, let's just see what you got to say today. It's our monitors, man. We cannot play music. I mean, Marty, you know, I'm not a difficult person to deal with.
I know that better than anyone.
It's the 15th concert, man, with no sound.
Pardon me, have you just one more minute?
Sure, man.
Yes.
Sure.
Go see what they do.
Man, the band is so ready to play tonight. So ready. And what we heard up there was just like bringing us down a little more each song.
It's exactly the same system as what we're using now.
Same system, same
we
hall.
used, and exactly the same company.
It's not fair to the people behind, and for musically speaking, there is none. You know, there's no music up there. It's all in the dark.
We didn't like it.
Well, get your money back.
How much?
Let the other people worry about
Well,
themselves.
it's not a question about money. It's about
Well, what are you asking then?
well, it's a question about cheating people.
Do you think that
You
this was?
should
Do you
have
think
asked,
that this was a?
at the start of the
I mean,
concert,
the
you
goddamn
should-
PA blew up, man. What are you? Are you trying to bullshit me or something, man?
No,
If you want your money back, get your money back. Let the other people worry
Well,
about themselves. Nobody
Didn't you
wants
know
any of that
that
shit.
the speakers didn't work?
Are
why
you
didn't
kidding
why
me? We
didn't
came
you-
here today by ourselves and went through the whole thing. It worked perfect.
Can you do this to
It
people
worked
coming
perfect.
here without any rehearsal or something?
We had a rehearsal. We came here today, everything was working perfectly.
Every-
It blew up in the middle of the thing, that's all. Do you think we came here and did that just to do that?
No, but every decent
We love this
concert.
music. This is our life. This is our fucking
Yes,
life.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if
But-
you think that we came here to rip this thing off and the PA go out and this was our idea of a joke to get your bread, you're full of shit.
It seems so. You should have stopped the concert and told people if you want, you'll get your money back.
And
you can
stop
have
it and
If
go
you
home.
if
This
you
guy's
want
not
to
even
stay
worth
here,
talking.
you can have it.
How much? Come on.
I'd like to pay it myself.
You're one
man.
person.
Let Leonard pay him. Let Leonard pay him back.
I have 60 only.
Well, I think you should offer all the people the money
Man,
back.
nobody else is here. Whoever comes here to ask for
Well, why didn't you go to the microphone and tell them?
Because a lot of people don't feel like you did. A lot of people.
Yes, I think you do, but they don't dare to say.
A lot of people. Okay, man, you speak for yourselves, okay?
Yes.
If you want to go and incite the
And you
crowd
speak for the people
to come
too.
back here,
Well,
do
why
so,
should you
okay,
speak
man?
for the people?
And
Why should you?
You'll do me a favor, never show up for another show. I don't want to see you anymore.
That's
Well,
not.
you're a
That's
good
not a
business
question.
man.
Because I stand on my rights. You tell me.
You got your fucking.
What about my money? I didn't get my money back.
I have two tickets. No,
That's
it's not.
$15.
It's me and my
£5 is 90
girlfriend. She's
kroner.
outside.
That's
15 American dollars.
Man, you got enough money between you to come
No,
here.
you didn't pay us.
90 kroner.
We are two.
This is only for 2
90 kroner.
Yeah, but
two times 45.
Hvor meget var dine?
That's
2 times 38.
2 times 45. I got my money. It's okay.
Wait a second, man. This is
So go home. That's exactly.
$12.
That's 90 kroner. So here's another
That's
5, and then let me have
that's
a
exactly
picture
what-
of us.
that's exactly what I paid.
You're
getting your money
back
for the
concert?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's good.
I wouldn't treat people like you do.
we ought to give him
I
5
would
more
pay them back,
pounds.
and I stand on the right. I just stand on the right.
That's a very easy
Oh,
way
you
to
shut up
treat
yourself.
You got your right now, and now
Yes.
you have not paid to be here, so will you get out?
Shut
up.
One concert we've had where it's worked. Glasgow. One concert out of, what is it, 20 now? 15 that the sound system has worked.
It's unbelievable. And
You can keep blaming everybody for it.
No, don't want to blame everybody.
No, it was just one of those nights where everything goes wrong. So if you really want to know, I'll say exactly what was done, right? Bob plugged these earphones in a wrong plug unit on the second night, which drew off on the monitor system instead of going from the PA system, which overloaded all the amps on the PA system, which blew the amps. You see, it was a pure, simple accident.
No, that's crap, man. That really is crap.
No, Bob.
Yes, it is,
No
man.
way.
I certainly wouldn't plug fucking cans in the wrong hole.
But you did it.
It's wrong, man. It's wrong. I don't care if it's your fault or his or whose ever. It's fucking wrong with the people that do it. No fucking excuses, no cop-outs from anybody, no blames or faults. Just get a system that will work, because we've got 23 more days to do.
It's impossible, man. Do you know what the trouble is? Are they using those horns instead of monitors, or what is it?
I'll find out.
If there are some people who really can't hear, and I know it's difficult, and I really do appreciate what's going down between us tonight, but if there are some people who really can't hear, I'd like them to come up and sit up here with us. That's not... I'd like to sing another song or two.
What's up? Wow.
Billy?
Ah, yes, you must leave everything that you cannot control. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging. I think I can see how you're feeling. Oh, when you're not feeling holy, your loneliness tells you you've sinned.
Yes, they lay down beside me. I made my confession to them. They touched both my eyes, and I touched the dew on their hand. If your life is a leaf that the seasons tear off and condemn, they will bind you with love that is graceful, green as a stem. When I left, they were sleeping. I hope you run into them soon. Don't turn on the lights. You can read their address by the moon. And you won't make me jealous if I hear that they sweetened your we weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. I don't have a good voice. Everybody knows that. So, it's just, you know, there are two things to think of. One is anything that is popular, anything that is really popular, is often not really good. You know, so the fact that my work is popular does not necessarily mean that it's good. It just means that it's popular. The other thing is that whether it's written on a page or sung as a song, and whether it's me or someone else that is singing, if you are in touch with that thing that moves a song from lip to lip, and you don't never command it, it's just if it's on you. I'm not just interested in going from city to city to gather the applause of the people. It's only nourishing to me if I can do something to them. I mean, you don't want to go in front of people unless you feel that you can give them something, and you can return to them the love that they feel to you through your songs. And when you feel that, and when you don't feel that you can make it, it's a terrible feeling. You feel that you're cheating people, and I felt at the beginning that I was cheating people because I couldn't deliver the same emotion that they were giving me.
So I see no reason why the energy has to be concentrated on this broken down nightingale.
You forgot Jimmy.
I return it all to you, and if you could possibly make an evening out of this that is not just the observance and the documentation and the record of a few museum songs. After all, I wrote these songs to myself and to women several years ago, and it is a curious thing to be trapped in that original effort, because here I wanted to tell one person one thing, and now I am in a situation where I must repeat them like some parrot chained to his stand, night after night.
It's like when Plato said, no, it wasn't Plato, you know, it was his, it wasn't Plato, it was that cat that copied him, Socrates. I mean, Socrates didn't bother to write it down. But Plato saw he had a good gig writing it down. I'll write down everything he said. I'll publish it after he's dead. But you know, all that Socrates ever said was, no, it wasn't any good. There's no reason why you should. remember me. No, it wasn't any good. There's no reason why you should remember. And I tell you, friends, you can tell this to your Sunday school teacher when she tells you about sin. This is the appropriate response. No, it wasn't any good. There's no reason why you should remember me. You know that every word I say is being recorded and taken down on film. And so no doubt, if electricity persists, and there are banks and governments devoted to its continuation, if electricity persists, perhaps our progeny, our grandchildren, in some new form of cool, in some new style of hip, in some new way of expansion, in some new trip on the old wine, perhaps they'll be able to see me standing here on this stage in Manchester, which will then be a ruin. It's well on its way. And you know, I hope the banks follow. And I hope the factories go down too. And I don't even like the places they live in here. And that's got nothing to do with the people. That's part of another scene. But anyhow, you know, I hope these imaginary descendants of mine will be able to look me straight in the screen, and I'll tell them one by one, oh, it wasn't any good. There's no reason why you should.
Don't stop. I think I should eat a sandwich and somebody else should play the guitar.
Yeah, I think you should too.
Huh?
They got the maiden last night.
Still
I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. I got a home in glory land that outshines the sun. Must be the hand of the Lord. Oh, do Lord, oh, do Lord, do remember me. Do Lord, oh, do Lord, do remember me. I remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. You were talking so brave and so sweet, giving me head on the unmade bed while the limousines wait in the street. Those were the reasons, and that was New York. I was running for the money and the flesh. I was running for the money and the flesh. That was called love for the workers in song, and it still is for those of us left. Ah, but you got away, didn't you, babe? You just threw it all to the ground. You got away, they can't pay you now for making your sweet little sound. Come on, make it big. Making your sweet little sound. Let's all do it now. Making your sweet little sound I can hear. Making your sweet little song. Let me follow you, babe. Making sweet little song. Oh, don't leave me now, making your sweet little song. Oh, wait now, yeah, giving me a head there, the unmade bed there. Such a great surprise to be lying with you, baby, making your sweet little sound. I remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. That was the winter of '67. My friends of that year, they were trying to go queer. And me, I was just getting even. And those were the reasons, and that was New York. I was running for the fucking money and the flash. That was called love for the workers in song, and it still is for the few of us left. Ah, but you got away, didn't you, babe? You just turned your back on the pain. You got away on your wildest dream, racing the midnight train. I can see you racing the midnight train with no clothes on, baby. See all your feet get torn on the ground, all of your clothes left, no cape to cover you, shining your eyes in my deepest corner, shining your eyes in my darkest corner, racing the midnight train. I can't catch you, baby, racing the midnight train.
Do you speak Hebrew?
No. I can read the prayers, but I don't know what they mean. I have a notion what they mean.
That's the difference between North America.
Are you, what do you call yourself, a practicing Jew?
Kind of different.
I'm always practicing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel the fear of God. I do feel that fear sometimes that I've got to get myself together. I don't know whether it's an exclusively Jewish phenomenon, but it's certainly one that is part of the Jewish training to sensitize yourself to that kind of direction.
Do you visit a synagogue at all?
Yes.
How often? Is that quite regularly, or?
Depends, how good the singing is.
Go? Yeah. Let's go.
No, this is the end of my gig tonight, folks. No filming tomorrow. This is it. You've seen the end of it.
Or just real casually, calmly coming in. I mean, they don't have any fear that it's gonna, I mean, there's nobody in there. The seats are still being filled, and nobody's in a hurry or nothing. It's just groovy.
You know what Jerusalem means?
No.
City of peace. You know they say shalom?
Yeah.
That's salem.
What's the difference between?
Nothing. City of peace.
You play that.
More responsibility.
Gotta see my text here.
Hey! I thought you counted on you, baby. This is the way it's got to be done.
Think that stuff still works?
I don't know.
We'll be in serious trouble if it works or if it doesn't work.
Hey, let's go.
I'm really scared.
It's the last time we're doing this, folks.
Hey, Leonard.
Yeah.
It is the last time, isn't it, man?
Come, Bob, run.
Norman? 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 Waiting for me. I locked the door after that. Norman? So Bob, are you ready? Ilona?
All across Europe. This is our last concert, and probably the last one that I'll be doing for a long time. So I'm glad that it's here. I really enjoy your recognizing the songs, but. I'm scared enough as it is up here, and I think something's wrong every time you begin to applaud. So, if you do recognize the song, will you just wave your hand?
The morning had not come. Nancy was alone, looking at the late, late show through a semi-precious stone. In the house of honesty, her father was on trial. In the house of mystery, there was no one at all. There was no one there at all. It seemed so long ago. None of us were very strong. But Nancy wore green stockings, and she slept with everyone. An Eskimo showed me a movie he'd recently taken of you. The poor man could hardly stop shivering. His lips and his fingers were blue. I suppose that he froze when the wind took your clothes. I guess he just never got warm. But you stand there so nice in your blizzard of ice. Oh, please let me come into the storm. It's 4 in the morning, the end of December. I'm right writing you now just to see if you're better. New York is cold, but I like where I'm living. There's music on Clinton Street all through the evening. I hear that you're building your little house deep in the desert. Ah, you're living for nothing now. I do hope you're keeping some kind of record, yeah. And Jane came by with a lock of your hair. She said that you gave it to her that night that you planned to go clear.
I hope you bear with me. These songs are kind of, they become meditations for me, and sometimes, you know, I just don't get high on it, and I feel that I'm cheating you, so I'll try it again, okay? And if it doesn't work, I'll stop in the middle. But there's no reason why we should mutilate a song just to save face, but here it goes. I lit a thin green candle to make you oh, you might as well clap. If you recognize the song, okay. What do you mean sing it? I have my rights up here too, you know, I can just sit around and talk if I want to. Now look, if it doesn't get any better, we'll just end the concert and I'll refund your money. Some nights, one is raised off the ground, and some nights, you just can't get off the ground. And there's no point in lying about it. And tonight, we just haven't been getting off the ground. And it says in the Cabala, that if you can't get off the ground, you should stay on the ground. Now, it says in the Cabala that unless Adam and Eve face each other, God does not sit on his throne. And somehow the male and female part of me refused to encounter one another tonight. And God does not sit on his throne. And this is a terrible thing to happen in Jerusalem. So listen, we're gonna leave the stage now and try to profoundly meditate in the dressing room to get ourselves back into shape. And if we can manage, we will be back. I'd like to give the people their money back, I really would. It's not there, you know, I can't fake it. And I can't make it, man. I don't like it. Period. So I'm splitting.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Here, let's not. One. There's several problems. One is the audience really doesn't want their money back. And they didn't pay very much, you know, for the thing. Kids have come 200 miles, so...
I know, but I you know, like when you're not delivering, you're not delivering. That's it, you know?
You're delivering to them, man.
To them, you really
So play rhythm guitar in one of the jam sessions.
No, I don't feel like it.
Would you
I
like
don't feel like
play
it.
back on the first half?
No, thanks.
You can't understand why you feel bad.
Flowers, too, wonderful.
It helps you hit any, at least it's legal.
Thank you very much. They are beautiful. Thank you.
Maybe some of those people out there don't want to be in the army, man. Maybe they think it's a drag to go shoot people, but they do it. They have to do it. It's something you have to do. And this is the last concert, you know? This is something you have to do, and then bang.
Oh, I know what I have to shave. What a life. What a life.
You didn't realize how good you guys. You could have done it on the basketball. What is the soul with you?
Oh, this is wonderful. Why didn't you tell me about this? Oh, wonderful.
Marty doing a full trousers spin. He looks so
He already did his whole front of his pants away. Oh, I think this does it, folks. At least you gotta try it, man. It's wonderful. Oh, yeah. It might be. Oh, this is really great.
Gig ain't over.
Oh, this gig ain't over. Oh, no.
Gig ain't even started.
Right.
Nice stripped.
That's it.
Now we're gonna wait.
Jerusalem. Bombed in Jerusalem.
Yeah, we got a bomb tonight.
Stone. Let's read my reviews from Germany.
Hey, Stone would be more like it.
I felt this atmosphere once before. It was in Montreal. When my entire family was there. Their cousins, aunts, daughters, and nieces.
The first thing I said when I walked into this place.
A glass of water and it went on.
I know.
I'm going to ask everybody from Montreal to leave. Just the people from Montreal will get their money back.
Right.
Anybody with a Canadian passport out.
All close friends of the artist, please leave. That's where it is.
I loved you in the morning, our kisses deep and warm, your head upon the pillow like a sleepy golden storm. Yeah. Many love before us, I know we are not new. In city and in forest, they smile like me and you. Come to distances, and both of us must try. Your eyes are soft with sorrow. Hey, that's no way to say goodbye. Looking for another as I wander in my time. Walk me to the corner now, our steps will always rhyme. You know my love goes with you, your love stays with me. It's just the way it changes like the shoreline and the sea. Let's not talk of love or chains and things we can't untie. Your eyes are soft with sorrow. Hey, that's no way to say goodbye.
pillow like a sleepy golden storm. Yeah, many love before us. I know we are not new. City and in forest, they smile like me and you. Ah, but now it's come to distances. Both of us must try. Eyes are soft with sorrow. Hey, that's no way to say goodbye. Won't you come over to the window, my little darling? I'd like to try to read your palm. You know, I used to think I was some kind of gypsy boy before I let you take me home. Come on now, so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all again. Well, you know that I love to live with you, but you make me forget so very much. I like to hear you. I forget to pray for the angels, and then the angels forget to pray for us. Oh, so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all Ah, we met when we were almost young, down by the green lilac park. You held on to me like I was a crucifix as we went kneeling through the dark. Ah, so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all. Ah, you are really such a beautiful one. I see you've gone and changed your name again. And just when I climb this whole mountainside to wash my eyelids in the rain, oh, so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and
not going home.
No. Let him like now. That's the best. That's a good finish. That's a good end.
I can't put together another
I
song.
think you ought to talk to them. Go out without the guitar.
Talk to them, man.
They won't leave.
Well, then we're all just gonna have to sit here because I can't put another song together right now.
No, forget the song.
Well, I can't go out just to cry in front of the people, you know.
Open the door, man. Listen to them. Open it.
Bob, what do you think?
I think whatever he wants. Their people are standing out there stomping their feet.
Well, you know, I mean, I already cried in public, man. I can't keep up with that, you know.
You want to split it? You want to split now?
Let's call it a day. I mean, you know.
You want me to go tell him?
Yeah.
You sure? You want to tell him, man?
Well,
you already told him.
I think I told him, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, I could always be talking to sing another song, but is that what we want to do?
Those people are standing their feet. What if you sing one, Leonard, by yourself?
I think you should just talk to them, thank them again, and
Yeah,
tell them it's the end of the show.
the end was too good to do it again.
There's nothing too good to do it again,
You can't
man.
follow
Because
it.
you sing, that's what those people paid their money. If you want to sing a song, if you want to talk.
I'm really, it's, I
How
think
about-
it's.
You want me to call him?
I mean, I'll go out there and tell him, you know. But
Why don't you, Leonard?
Hey, listen, people. My band and I are all crying backstage. We're too broken up to go on, but I just want to tell you thank you and good night. You ever seen anything like that?
Beautiful when they sang.
It's like a morgue in here. Jesus Christ. What's happening out there, Jerry? We'll let the band in anyhow. No, I think I'll break up, man.
This has got to be the end of the tour, hasn't it?
Couldn't ask for a better finish.
That's right.
Nice having to start.
Well, it was a tough start. But those people are...
This is the most beautiful audience I've ever seen.
Ever in my whole life.
Yeah. I think that Leonard Cohen Street may become an avenue. What? May become an avenue instead of a street. Avenues are wider, right?
You have to wreck it and develop it.
What a beautiful audience, though. Did you see the faces down in front? The kids singing. What's unbelievable, they knew every word of every song.
They were singing.
Do you know what happened when you told me to kill the concert, give the money back? I went out there, and two of the kids heard me. So they said, no, we'll sing to Leonard, just let him stand there. We know the words to all the songs, we'll sing to him. So, it's kind of it's a wild magic. Like when you step away from the mic, they didn't quit, they just kept singing. Like, so long, Marianne. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
just somebody.
Ease back a little, please, because there's a camera coming through there. Just ease back a little, please.
Tony, it's been wonderful. It has.
If I have been unkind, I hope you can, just let it all go by, let it go by. And if I have been untrue, it's just that I thought a lover had to be some kind of liar too. Like a baby stillborn, like a beast with his horn, I have torn everyone who reached out for me. But I swear by this song and by all that I have done wrong, I will make it all up to thee. I saw a beggar, he was leaning on his wooden cross. He says to me, come on now, you must not ask for so much. Another pretty woman, she was leaning in her.
I've led them to a dead end.
She cried out to me, come on now, why don't you ask for just a little more, just a little more. Like a bird on the wire, like a drunken some old midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free.